Most people in the Western world actually say his name incorrectly. The correct pronunciation of Genghis Khan is actually Chinggis Khan, but I'm gonna stick with Genghis for the rest of the video because I don't speak Mongolian good. With that said, Genghis was actually not even his real name. Temujin was his birth name, which means of iron or blacksmith. At age 9, he saw his father get fatally poisoned and his mother had to raise him and his 6 siblings by herself. At 10 years old, he allegedly murdered his older half-brother with an arrow because he relentlessly bullied him. As a teenager, he and his wife were enslaved by a rival clan, but later they were able to escape to freedom. When I say Genghis Khan, you probably think of someone who looks like this, but we actually don't know what he looked like. There are no portraits of him during his lifetime, and so many historical accounts contradict each other, including one that said he had red hair and green eyes. After uniting the Eurasian steppe clans, it is estimated that he and his Mongol warriors killed 30 to 50 million people, which was about 10% of the world's population at the time. And don't forget, this was well before modern war technologies like machine guns and bombs. As Khan, he created what most historians call the First International Postal Service, which allowed the Mongols to send information quickly and efficiently, and help them keep their vast empire under control. Genghis Khan was known for having many wives, many of them being forced into marriage. As a result, it is estimated that up to 16 million people today could be related to him. No one knows exactly how he died or where he is buried. It is rumored that the people who attended his funeral were murdered, so no one would find out where he was buried. The Mongolian Empire, which continued to expand after his death, became the largest contiguous empire in the history of the world, stretching 13 million square miles. Check it out compared to the Roman Empire. Most of what we know about Genghis Khan comes from the Secret History of the Mongols, which was written by an unknown Mongolian author and translated into Chinese a number of years after his death. Most historians agree that this is a pretty reliable source, with some myth and legend intertwined, but this is true of many important texts throughout history. Like many conquerors, his legacy is a tricky one. On one hand, he pushed for religious tolerance, promoted soldiers by merit instead of birth, increased gender equality by allowing women to be able to divorce their husbands and hold positions of power, and generated enough stability to allow the Silk Road to flourish. However, on the other hand, he is responsible for the death of 10% of the world's population. He destroyed numerous cities and historical artifacts, forcefully took many wives, and the list goes on. How should we remember Genghis Khan? Should his legacy be any different than someone like Alexander the Great?